It's also time for this week's Wake Up with Jacob, and you took a trip to the Wild Blue Yonder.
Yeah,
Florida.
you paid a visit to Sioux City's 185th Air National Guard Unit. How cool is that?
It was really cool. I got to see everything up close and personal. Gotten to go into the refueling wing and also got into the airplane. So here we go for the first part of this part of Wake Up with Jacob. Well, good morning, Siouxland, and welcome back to Wake Up with Jacob. I am here at the 185th here in Sioux City, down at the airport, and I have Max here, who's going to talk to us a little bit more about maintenance. So what's your job here, Max?
So day to day, we break the jets down, get them ready to fly. We'll do inspections, servicing. Well, right now we're about to service it with gas, oxygen, hydraulics, you name it. For the most part, we do it.
Okay, so what is this? Is a control center, I guess, or?
It's what we're looking at, our IFMP. It's pretty much our fuel gauge for all of our tanks. So total on board, we have 50,000 pounds. We're taking it up to 60,000 pounds.
So how long does that take you, like in air, to use that up?
In air, from my experience, about 10,000 an hour.
Oh wow, yeah, that's crazy. So how long have you been doing this?
12 years.
12 years. So have you always been here at Sioux City?
No, I was actually a Des Moines guy when we lost our F-16, so I came here and transitioned from F-16s to 135s.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for letting me get into this. The cockpit, right?
Yep.
The cockpit and checking all this out. It was nice meeting you, Max.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
Well, Siouxland, stay tuned for the next part of Wake Up with Jacob.
Jacob, did you ask for permission to buzz the tower?
Yeah, I did talk to some people, yeah. It was fun.
The pattern was full.
Any forecast for them?
Let's wake up with Jacob once again.
Let's do it.
Now, you may wonder, he recently was out at the Sioux City's 185th Air National Guard Unit, the Air Refueling Wing, and you got to check out the interior of the KC-135 tanker.
Yeah, what was that like?
It was insane to actually be up close and personal and actually touching the airplane. It's just a surreal moment to experience. But without me sort of talking about it, I won't see Lance. I think Lance is going to be talking about this part of Wake Up with Jacob. Well, good morning, Siouxland, and welcome back to Wake Up with Jacob. Before we go talk to Colonel Morrison, we're going to have we're having a little fun. This is Lance, and this is a aircraft tug, and he was like, you want to drive it? And I was like, why not? So we're about to get in here and get, just watch me drive this, Siouxland. Come on, come with me.
Okay, here's your gas. Here's your brake. I'm sorry, brake gas. Start it. Here's the parking brake. Here's your gear shifter. 3 reverse, 6 forward. Go ahead and hold your foot on the brake. Turn that one, pull to the right. We're running.
I feel like I'm driving a school bus.
Yeah, straight ahead. Try to straddle that. This thing rides like a tank. There's no suspension. Drive on the yellow line here, straddle the yellow line.
That way or that way?
Either way, whichever one you want to go on.
It does bounce. Is what you do for fun?
Yeah, I actually like towing. It's easy. Yep. You can either go left or right here, whichever way you want to go. Could call the tower, do a radio check. Radio works today.
This way.
There we go.
Big toe 1.
Let off the gas just a little bit. We'll cruise here. Sioux City ground on guard big toe.
Guard big toe, Sioux City ground.
Yes, sir. Just do a radio check.
Guard big toe, on live clear.
Guard big toe, thanks.
Can you go back that way?
Yeah, whichever way you want to go. As long as we don't run into an airplane, none of us will get fired.
And we got that breeze.
Yeah. That airplane itself, without any gas in it, weighs 120,000 pounds.
That?
With no fuel in it. So you got to have a big vehicle like this to pull it around.
Wait, this tows the airplane?
Yeah, we'll pull these airplanes around. I pulled one before that had 180,000 pounds of gas on it. So plus the 120,000 pounds, I towed a 300,000 pound airplane with this thing one time. You put her down into first gear, you could probably pull a building over with this thing.
That's insane.
Yeah, they have a lot of power.
We're gonna do this. We're gonna get a good shot for him.
All right. Looks like a fun time with Jacob.
Way to go,
there.
Jacob. Yeah, tooting the horn, too.
Well, we continue this week's Wake Up with Jacob, exploring all things at the 185th Air Refueling Wing.
Yeah, and Jacob, you visited with the... There's Jacob's
over
hand.
here.
There's Jacob's hand. Jacob, you had a chance to visit with the unit's wing commander.
Yes, I did.
Here, just
Let's
squeeze him in.
Oh,
Let's
wait,
squeeze him in over here.
I
Yeah,
just
there we go.
stepped off my box. I'm really short, guys. That's what's happening.
Yeah, I got to speak with Colonel Storm Morrison. It was a great conversation, and without me telling you what we talked about, I'm going to let her tell you what all the fun things happening now at the 185th. Well, good morning, Siouxland, and welcome back to Wake Up with Jacob. I am ending my time here at the 185th, and I had to come stop by and see Colonel Morrison here. So, Colonel, thank you so much for letting me come out and just hang out today. And I had so much fun. I think my favorite part was the tug. I want to keep calling it the tugboat. But it's just the tug, right?
Yeah, it's just a tug.
It's just the tug. So I want you to sort of talk a little bit more about what is happening here at the 185th, like anything new coming, and also just sort of brag about it a little bit.
Sure, yeah. Thank you for being out here today. I hope the airmen kind of showed you a little bit about what they do, how they get the jets ready for the day, and how we get out the door to do our daily mission of either training or if we're out doing real missions. So
Yeah,
thank you.
It was so much fun. I got to learn so much stuff, and I think Siouxland probably enjoyed me learning all the new things.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for taking that time to do that.
Yeah,
So.
you're welcome. So a little bit more about the 185th, like economics, and like I know this is a big job maker here too for a lot of people here in Siouxland.
Yeah, sure. So, you know, I think the biggest part that we're looking at for the future right now is our runway. As I think you've probably heard, KTIV has done some coverage on the runway was created for an F-16 or the old fighter. So we're in the process, the final process right now of upgrading our runway. We're hoping in about 27 to be able to shut the runway down and do complete redo of the entire runway. And so by hardening the overruns and redoing the main part of the runway, we'll be capable of operating at closer to 100% instead of the reduced amount right now that we have been operating on, because the runway was not made for aircraft as heavy as our aircraft has been.
Yeah, being up there, realizing how much fuel goes into those planes, I was like, whoa, because we were in there and they were fueling it up, and it was, what was the word, settling? And it was cool to experience as they were.
You could feel it shift
You
down.
could feel it. It was really cool to experience that. But anything else you would like to share to Siouxland about the 185th?
Just more than anything, how much we appreciate this. You know, we have members living all throughout this community, all throughout the state, and really we have members coming in from multiple different states to this area. But they come here because they love this area as well. It's the mission, but it's also the community that we live in. And so Siouxland has been so amazing to us. We know that we are part of the community and we feel very welcomed by it. And so the support and getting to share a little bit about what each of our folks do is truly the best part of having you all come out and having you see what our mission is and what we have going on a daily basis.
Yeah, and
just to see.
It's really cool here, and I got to meet so many people. I want to ask people, where are you from? They're like, oh, I'm from Sioux City, I'm from Lamar. I'm from here in Sioux City, and it's very local here, so it was really cool to see that.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for letting me come back on base.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. It's great to have you here today. Thanks.